Welcome back to our coverage of Donald Trump's Save America rally in Warren, Michigan. More on that in just a moment as the crowd starts to fill up the auditorium there. Anyone who's looking for inflation relief after the Federal Reserve's actions didn't find it on Friday, and that probably means more financial trouble ahead for the Fed. And if global market investors thought 2022 could not get any worse or more unpredictable, the last few months have proved them wrong. Another $9 trillion gone in market value. Oil is down more than 20%. And things got so ugly in Japan and Great Britain in recent weeks that authorities actually had to step in. Max Baecker is joining us now. He is the Chief Operating Officer at American Hartford Gold. Max, great to have you back on. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Rob.
I'm wondering what your take is on the markets right now. We just finished the worst September for stocks since 2008. That year probably rings a bell because that was the beginning of the financial crisis. What's your take on where we are economically?
As long as inflation is elevated and the Fed is determined to fight it, we're going to continue to see the market decline. All the factors that caused a bull market, they're not only stopping them, they're actually reversing them. So still have a ways to go.
The NASDAQ is down over 13% since April. The Dow down close to 10% in 2022, and we're not through the year yet. Is it going to get worse before it gets better?
Absolutely. It's look, the Fed has to iron out what's going on with inflation, and there's going to be a lot of pain involved with equities. And certainly there's not a lot to be optimistic about right now. You're seeing some of the biggest companies in the country cut back on hiring and actually laying people off. We're going to have to go through some pain to right this ship.
What do you make of the sort of the messaging from the administration, this gaslighting, if you will, that we're not in a recession, where by every measure that we've always used in the past, we are technically in a recession right now?
Absolutely. Look, they're trying to spin the narrative. It's pretty obvious that we're in a recession right now. My big concern is how bad does the recession get? What does 2023 look like? And as I said, there's not a whole lot of things to be optimistic about. There's about 12 things that can break or go wrong right now. And certainly, the Biden administration trying to say we're not in a recession. We have new GDP numbers coming out this month. So that should be very telling of, the path that we're on.
What would you say to somebody out there right now who wants to buy a house? Mortgage rates are close to 7% now. We haven't seen numbers like that in almost 20 years. If you think about when Donald Trump left office, interest rates to buy a home were right around 2.5%, now close to 7%.
Yeah, it's brutal right now. And that's why you're seeing the housing market just come to a complete standstill. I don't know that we're going to have a housing crisis like 2008. Obviously, there's a lot of bad debt and leverage there, but certainly the housing market has fallen off a cliff, and rightfully so. You're not going to pay double or triple what you were paying a year ago for the same house.
A lot of Americans watching right now, a lot of Americans that are going to be voting in less than 40 days in the midterms are so concerned about their IRAs and their 401ks. We keep hearing 2008. We haven't seen this since 2008. What would you tell somebody is the best plan of action right now as they continue to worry?
Well, look, the risk reward in equities is certainly out of whack right now. We're heading into a recession. There's any number of things that can happen. Look at what happened over in UK this past week. System broke. You had the pound fall in parity with the dollar, and they actually had to reverse course and pivot. So that could very easily happen here. Something could break here. There's any number of things that can happen. You got Ukraine-Russia war. That's a big mess, obviously, and inflation hasn't come down. We felt the pain in the markets. NASDAQ's down 31%, and inflation's still sticking at 8%, 9%. So, I would sit out of the market until the Fed decides to pause, and I would look at gold. Gold's very cheap right now, and it's a great insurance policy for what's ahead.
Good advice. Max Baecker, great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it, as always.
Thanks, Rob.